Hello, bonsoir, Pedra Polos again. You're most welcome for another great
Hello.
episode. Hi, Tiasha.
Hello, everyone.
Good. Welcome one, welcome all. Tonight we have a very great and important show for each and every one of us. And to enable us have this discussion that has to do with motherhood and its battles, I want us to, for a start, to watch this video of me being me, the content creator me being me, that deal with this subject as well, and special credit to her for this particular video. Then after this video, we dive in into our discussion fully. Okay,
Let's do it. Let's see.
just 1 second. Okay.
Because my wife is in the Philippines. And I've been a single dad for 8 days because my wife is in the Philippines. And I had no idea it was this tough. I was prepared for the cleaning, lodging back and forth, the unexpected sickness, the feeding, the sleeping. But one thing I was not prepared for was the mental load. I had no idea it felt like this, to think about things that need to be done that haven't been done, or things that I need to plan to do is so draining that I don't even have the energy to take care of myself at all. And now that I understand this, I have so much empathy for my wife, and I truly understand what she means by this mental load and how draining it is. This has really opened my eyes and is making me ask myself, what more can I be doing? What has been going on that I haven't been seeing and it's been right in front of me? How can I step up the way that my wife needs me to instead of doing things that I think are helping? Now I know I can't always take the mental load away, but I can definitely make it lighter.
Man. Oh,
Interesting.
God.
Very interesting.
It is because imagine, just to chip this part of me in, this
Okay.
man was going through it alone for just 8 days.
Yes.
And it brought all of these thoughts and understanding and compassion into him.
Yes.
8 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Interest.
leave it now at that, because it's just like, when you hear a man speak about it, it gets more real. It gives you that confirmation that sometimes what you're hearing from other women, or when women just want to uh I don't know, shift that lift of their shoulder by complaining to their man, or like to the friend or parents, in-laws, or whoever. It is not fake, like it's actually really happening. And wow, this video is very powerful.
So
Very, very
true.
powerful.
I like that. I like that perspective. I like your take on it. I mean, your analysis of that video, the way what you saw in it, which is true. But the big question is, what is motherhood? How do people today define motherhood, or what do they consider to be motherhood? That is very, very interesting. It is when we know that, then we can be able to put every pieces that needs being in that particular concept, because
Mhm.
motherhood as it used to be 50, 60, 100 or whatever years ago can no longer be the same thing in the 21st century. That is true because both couples in this day and age, on average, if not 90% of them are working. They are both working, they are both out of the
Yeah.
house to do one thing or the other,
Hmm.
which means there has to be a condivision of the house chores and everything. But oftentimes, this is not the case for most families out there for reasons best known to them. And even when one is a full time house mom or stay at home mom or whatsoever, the burden still remains. So, in order to further our discussion, there is something I have always endeavored to tell anyone that care to listen. Relationship is a very beautiful thing. They are great, and we need it for the well-being of not only ourselves but even of the society as a whole. But relationship, you don't pick
Yeah.
it; you build it. Two people decide that they want to do this thing and they work towards it. However, this is not to negate the fact that for some personal reasons, family reasons, or even at times due to expectation that we have of our significant other, it could make the dynamic very, very complicated to manage, and it turns out to be challenging. I will not even call it a problem. It turns out to be challenging. It is when these two individuals are not able to sit down and have an
Hmm.
honest communication that things break down beyond irreparable stage and everything. With that being said, this is not our show tonight. I really want to be forward and straight and honest with everyone. We are not here to point blame. This is an issue that affects us as
Hmm.
couples, as a family, as a society, and it needs to be addressed because the issue of burnout that a lot of people complain about is it is real. Just the example of this man for 8 days, he saw or had a clear experience of what his wife has been going through because from the video, it looks like they have three children. So from he saw
Yeah.
exactly what the wife has been going through, and it gave him an idea, a real life idea of maybe that complaint the wife was complaining back in the days and everything. However, this is not to say that one is perfect, the other one is not perfect. This body has to be shared. How do we do it? What are the practical ways to be able to do it when those challenges arises? That is what we need to really work towards as a society. I just want that to be out there,
Yeah.
and I repeat again, it is not to put or pass blame around. This is not why we are here. We really want to be able to have a civil discussion and be able to help those that may be in need. All right, Tasha, you wanted to give further analysis to the video. Please go on.
It's not so much about this particular video in general. Like, let's make it first clear to everyone that last week we were talking about, mothers and career and family wise, dilemmas that we are facing.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of us, just to be clear for everyone, to just do a huge step away from it, we decided, because upon us, doing our researches online and stuff, looking for a new discussion, societal issue that we could bring on the table on the show, we came across a video, unfortunately, with the sad news, how a single mom unalived herself due to her depression and struggles she was facing. So, just to be clear, where this discussion is also going, because everybody is saying motherhood is joyful, motherhood is full of rewards, and yeah, I agree. This is an overall picture. Seeing your children reach milestones and having those proud moments, whether it be school achievements, whether it be whatever. You as a parent is in your nature to have those feelings towards it, but we need to talk about the dark side of it, the dark side that because of it many women nowadays get told off. It's either, come on, why are you keep complaining, you can do this, you're a strong woman, what is this? Some people are having worse situations, some people are this, and it's like constant comparison. Let me be clear on one thing. There might be a mom who will have 10 children with no help and she's going to find it easy due to her
Mhm.
character, due to her environment, due to the nature of the children, due to the even country where she lives in. But there might be a mother who's going to have a single child and be really, really struggling, right? So we can't compare. You can't say there is a mom with, I don't know, five, six children, she's doing okay, or like, she's in a worse position than you and she can manage it. Because with this, we don't have any woman. There is no help in that. You actually make it seem worse. I have some statistics that I also want to throw out before we continue a general discussion about it, just so we all open our eyes to, where this discussion is really going. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna first. I found a lot of data, obviously, because my algorithm takes me to the country that I'm residing, which is UK. So I'm gonna focus now on this, and then also speak a little bit about the information I got from the worldwide specter. Right, more than third of mothers, right, in UK have experienced mental health issues related to parenthood, compared to men that were 17%. We're talking just about father, mother, like just parental statistics, okay? Out of this third of mothers, two-thirds seek professional help, which is normally diagnosed as acute stress, severe anxiety, and postpartum depression. So, those are three major diagnoses when it comes to mental health issues. Postnatal depression happens, this is a worldwide statistic, in one in every 10 women. So if you have 20 women now, two of them statistically will suffer for postnatal depression. Why I'm talking about postnatal, postpartum, as whatever you want to call it, depression is because um in the first year of postpartum, which can, by the way, last for years, the depression rate and also unaliving mothers increased from 18 to 28% in the last 10 years. That's huge. That's 10% more. Now, there was statistic made in UK. Unfortunately, only 800 men participated. So I kind of excluded them as parents in this survey. So I'm going to focus now on mothers. There was more than 2,000. 14% said that they felt criticized by strangers when it comes to their mothering aspects. 26% of them felt criticized by parents or in laws. 24% by their partners. So that's fellow fathers. And 18% got the feeling that they have been criticized or they were criticized by other family members. 30% of the asked mothers felt discriminated at work. So that also goes back to what we were discussing last week, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop here now because there is a lot of numbers going on, and I know that this is a lot to take in, even for me. But
No,
overall,
please go on, Tiasha.
just
Let's just look at the numbers. Then of course, the idea is clear.
all right. Then
Let's look at the numbers. Then we go
it's
on.
serious. It's
Yeah, of
serious,
course,
right?
of course.
When it comes to support, the asked mothers said that 60% of received support they got, basically, it was from their friends. 56% said that at the end, they were kind of able to settle with a partner. So they got the support there, probably with the communication, I assume. And 18% said that they were offered support through the online groups. Now, worldwide, when it comes to depression, 10% of pregnant women is going through depression, and 13% of depression is known to be after pregnancy, known as the postpartum. And it's higher in developing countries, which is kind of why I understand, because it's a lot of pressure. So, pregnant women, 15.6%, and
Mm-hmm.
postpartum depression is 19.8. So let's say 20%,
Okay.
right? And it's guys, just to make sure that postpartum depression is the most common depression, and we have to talk about, it's mostly connected to hormones, because when a woman is pregnant, the hormone levels are higher, then it falls down, then it goes up, and we are in a constant battle with ourselves. So this is where this is the most common reason for postpartum depressions, apart from genetics. This is it with the numbers from my end. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much for the numbers and everything. And for those that have followed us over the years, they will know that this is something, a new strategy in our presentation of our research and everything for the show. And I hope that you enjoyed it. For those of you that like statistics, they need evidence, receipts, and everything, like some of you commented in the message and everything. So we are here with a receipt for every one of you. However,
Yeah.
motherhood is a blessing, is something very interesting. And quick one, the reason why I believe this topic needs to be discussed over and over again is that almost every society in the West today are talking about the low birth rate and everything. So I continue to ask the question, what are the basic support that the society is putting in place to encourage those that are in their in the stage of their life where they can be able to have children, for them to do so? Oftentimes it is not present, or maybe in a society where it is present, those help, I mean, most people do not know about it. And at
Hmm.
times, even when some people will try to use this help that are provided by the national government of those countries, it makes life even inconvenient for them as well, because oftentimes it is not balanced, or it is not harmonious with the lifestyle that they have, or the things that they really want to do personally with their life. So
Hmm.
one way or the other, a lot of people are hurting concerning these things. And when majority of the young people in our society suffer from depression, stress, and burnout, I think it depends, it fall upon our shoulder, each and every one of us, to be able to think of an idea that will be able to bring a succor, a relief to these our fellow citizens. That's the reason I'm just prefacing our discussion. That's the reason why I believe this discussion needs to be discussed genuinely. Then, apart from that, there is the issue of us having partners that are deadbeat. Let's call a spade a spade. They deadbeat, they don't want to
Yeah.
show concern when they need to show concern and responsibility. You know, and that is the reason why, like I said in the other show, or I don't remember one of the shows that I had, and I was trying to explain to us that, look, oftentimes when people are seeking out their partners, they focus on the wrong thing, like how much does the person make and everything. They do not consider in total the person's lifestyle. How does he treat people? How does this person treat men or women? Do they have respect for their brothers, sisters? How does this person roll generally? Because at the end of the day, there are some things that money cannot cover. Honestly, There are some things that money cannot cover. And
Yep.
being a mother, there is a different, it, being a mother, especially knowing from my wife, a different person appears entirely. Women,
Yeah.
counting on my experience again, oftentimes after having a child, almost 100% of their attention goes to that little child for obvious reason because they are young ones. They need their attention and everything. And as a caring mother, she wants to be there for their children to be able to attend to their every need when possible.
Hmm.
So you hear some men too in that situation complaining of neglect, not trying to understand the state, the mental state of that particular woman in that particular state. And resentment start building from that moment on. So even because of that, because the woman is not tending to them, or they seems to perceive that they are no longer the number one priority for that woman because of the presence of their little child, some men begin to grow resentment for their wife. They begin to distance themselves and they begin to underestimate the burden of this burnout and stress and everything. I, for one, saying this thing tonight, it's not as if I'm perfect. I have been a victim to this. There was a moment in my life that where I didn't show concern that I was supposed to show. But in hindsight today, or looking back at things today, I know better. I wish I could have been better then. So the discussion today is very valid for any would-be parent that is thinking of having a child, adopting, or even having as little as is a dog even little, anything that needs your attention, that require the collaboration of two people to be able to bring to life or bring to realization of a particular project. It could even be between you and your colleague. When you show a sort of nonchalant or I don't care attitude towards an agreeing objective, aim, something to achieve, it kind of creates distance and desperation in the mind of those
Hmm.
that you have had this agreement with. And these destroy a lot of couples as we know it.
Yeah.
So, like they say, a word is enough for the wise. If indeed you have the intention of raising a family, because I hear a lot of people, they even say they need their ride or die wife, ride or die husband, and everything. All of these things entails responsibility because when the butterflies will have all gone out of your stomach and real life hits you, like I keep saying, when life hits, it's not like music. If life hits you, you will feel the pain. It is only music that will
Exactly.
hit you, you feel no pain. If life hits you, you
Yeah.
will feel the pain. So
Yeah.
let us try to understand the and try to help manage these complicated or challenging situations of young mother, starting from us individual and being able to work in coordination with the systems that we have in the society. Because
Hmm.
I want our society to be fruitful, plentiful, if possible, but things has to be in place for people to be able to do that. I don't see
Absolutely.
anything concretely being done by most governments around the world to be able to support women. Tiasha, the data, the statistics you explained to us tonight says that this situation, this idea of this depression, not even an idea, this depression, this stress of pregnancy and everything is even more common in the West. It begs to
Hmm.
ask the question, with all the infrastructure in the West, what is going on?
I I absolutely agree. You know, it's really sad, but it's in the West now that the pressure is present, and it's not just for mom. Now, generally speaking, there is always a pressure. Go, 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 go. Because if you don't go, 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 you're not gonna eat, for example, or you're not gonna pay the bills. So yeah, all our life is spinning about that, fast pace, and that's why so many people is even moving now, so to speak, to third world countries because they have it easier there mentally. which is
Yeah, but I think this is something that we need to take cognizance of, because it is the West oftentimes that keep pointing fingers to where they themselves describe as the third world country. They are the one that
exactly.
keep saying that women do not have right there, women do not have right here. What right do women have here if really something that is biological, something that as a citizen, if you so desire to do it, why can't the government be able to channel support or make it a right for women? What
I mean,
what is missing? Why is it so difficult? Why point a finger? Why want to save women in another continent and you can't save the women in your continent, in your city?
I I agree with that, but you know what? We need to be a little bit broader here in this spectrum, because there are certain things or certain situations that even if there was certain help offered
Mhm.
or like extra support, there are some things that are unavoidable.
It comes with
For
condition.
example, exactly, especially if we are talking about hormonal postpartum depression, for example, that women
Okay.
are suffering so much. Not many things can be done apart from you visiting a doctor and working through the therapy and, medication or whatever, you know, diagnosis suitable would be there. I'm not a doctor. I can't speak what they get.
No,
Uh,
no, Tiasha, I believe something can be done. If hormonal changes and everything, there is what they call therapy.
I,
Even talking to someone, in my
yes.
city, Tiasha, it costs on a minimum 80 euros for you to have 1 hour visit with a psychologist for a therapy. How many
When
women?
it comes to this, yes, but listen, when it comes to this part, yes. I don't know about your country. NHS here has it covered. It's just like maybe they should shorten the waiting list, because this part is ridiculous.
Okay,
Or something more available, or maybe something available for only mothers going through postnatal depression. This, yes, in this spectrum, yes, but when it comes to hormonal change and the cause, the issue, not many things can be done, like, if especially if it's genetical, for example. um, I'm not saying it's not avoidable, don't get me wrong, but it's
yeah,
something that biologically you don't have much control over. Same is like with hormones, because, like, listen, for example, I might have, I don't know, a first pregnancy was smooth, everything was okay. I don't have genetical, depression in a family. I was healthy, everything. Let's say I don't know, I get pregnant the second time, I give birth, and I'm really struggling. Now, the
hmm,
conditions might be really just hormonal, might be the environment, might be the partner issues. There is a lot of things that can happen. It's just like in a month, for example, and it stresses you
okay.
out. And for a woman, just a slight stress brings the hormonal levels all over the place. Um, so, there are things that they could help, but it's like more of a not in certain situations the help offered when the diagnosis is already present. What I would change, I personally would change, even when it comes to these maternity schools, I don't know if they are common in your country, or they are,
Of absolutely
I know
prenatal.
in, uh, in yeah, in my country as well. As for UK, for example, I never had that.
It doesn't
I mean,
exist.
I was
They
not
don't
even
have this.
offered. I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist. I've never been offered. I've never been told that I would need to go. So now, whether it's something that I need to find information online or whatever, and then apply through some other sources, I really don't know how this works. I don't have experience with that. But
It's way different
anyway,
from where I live. It's way
exactly. In
different from where I
Slovenia, when
live.
I had my first pregnancy, yeah, we needed to go, me and my partner, we needed to attend this maternity school. But if I go from,
Absolutely.
let's say, in this time when I had that maternity school, fine, we were taught, like, some basic baby stages. We were taught, the first aid, if, like, it comes to choking or whatever, stuff like that. They explained the co-sleeping, maybe changing the nappies. They explained like how the birth is gonna go, all of that. But nobody is talking about the dark side. There are mothers up to now that
Mhm.
might, I don't know, be pregnant or maybe, have a pregnancy plan or whatever. They don't even know that there is something called postpartum depression. And the problem, I'm saying this, and it's not, oh, you need to know that. I'm not saying that, although I agree that you should know. But I'm saying this because if they knew, they might, when if it happens to them, they might know what is happening to them
Mhm.
and maybe seek medical help immediately. Because I said it before, this can take for years. There are mothers who resent their children they just give birth to because of this depression. They don't want to take
Absolutely.
care of the child, they deny the child. This is like a serious issue. This is a mother that is not going to be able to change a nappy or feed this child. And it's a whole lot. Now, the other side is not just the mother knowing, but the partners, so to speak, fathers to be, being informed. Because if this mother, for example, gives birth, let's say, I don't know, in Italy, in Slovenia, you need to be in a hospital for 3 days after giving birth. Now, here in UK, if everything is okay and you have a one healthy child, you go home basically 12 hours later, depending on the time you also give birth. But normally,
Yeah.
it's not like sleep and stay. Now, this mother, imagine, goes then, because in America, I know it's the same. You deliver, you come home if everything is okay. Now, they come home, and one of a sudden, the woman doesn't feel to feed the child, doesn't carry the child, is crying, doesn't want to stand out of the bed, doesn't want to feed the child, doesn't want to hold the child, doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to clean the house, doesn't feel herself, maybe even shower, you understand? All she wants is sleep, cry, feel sorry for herself, and going
Mhm.
through all these emotions like, what is this thing next to me now, just crying. So now you as a partner, what do you do?
That's the bigger question. That is
Exactly.
what
You're also
I
lost. You are lost. That's why I would change that. They need to speak about the dark side of that. And also,
and
what
probably
I would
and
change is
probably
in
make
general.
and I was gonna say make it mandatory for any couple to undergo the prenatal meetings, schooling, orientation, and everything.
Exactly. But include these dark sides. Like, I'm just gonna give you a stupid example. I can't speak personal about depression because I haven't been going through that. I I later on, like as of now, for example, have days when I struggle mentally with the load that I'm carrying. But I'll speak about that, just to go into that. But for
Yeah, yeah.
example,
When we finish with the government side, then we'll
maternity,
bring it down home.
exactly. Uh, Maternity school I attend, you understand, they are telling you about the breathing and everything, they're teaching you how you're gonna breathe when the contractions start and all of that. All right, great. But I was one of those who got in the hospital, got a contractions and stuff, and they were in my back. There is no bloody breathing that is gonna help you. I don't have contractions in front. I don't even know how they feel. Trust me. I know how it is when somebody, it feels like somebody is pulling your spine out. That's what I felt. And then later on in a hospital, after struggling for, I think that it was 13 hours of contractions that I couldn't breathe out, not eating and being all exhausted, there is one midwife that tells me, sweetheart, you are not even, breathing is not going to help you. And then she showed me what I need to do. So you see, everybody is talking about the nice side, the easy side, the nice side. You know, The one that
Yeah.
it can be helped, the one that is, I don't know, let's say most common.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the one that is not the most common? Or what about the bad things that can happen? Nobody speaks about that. And then you are there and you are not ready, and everybody's looking at you like an idiot. Like for example, first pregnancy, the second pregnancy for me was the same, although the second one was twins. But when it comes to, let's say, in my case, contractions, I again had them in my back and I kind of knew what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't, or if it was different, I understand. It's just like you don't know what was gonna happen. You can have 10 kids, and everything is different. They need to speak about it. They need to
Of course.
educate. Also, what the partner can do to help, because all of those massages and stuff is not enough. So yes, this needs to change. Yeah,
Absolutely.
this
Absolutely. I
definitely needs to
100%
change.
agree with you. I 100% agree with you, especially when government themselves are the one complaining every now and then that we have a very low birth rate, especially in the Western hemisphere of the world today.
Mm.
However, how what are the implications of these things in relationship, in the relationship between couples and everything? If
Mhm.
a woman has to feel this way, what should the husband do? Let's leave the government outside of it a little bit. Imagine a couple, an average couple at home, the woman living in this state. What should the husband do?
Mhm.
Again, looking back to your experience, like you said earlier on.
I mean, first of all, partners need to listen.
Listen to
That's
what?
the only thing. Listen to the woman. Like for example, um, if you are speaking about depression, I can speak about friends' experience. What she missed in her
Mhm.
partner, for example, the most. That's what she told me, because I was now doing this researches and I asked her. She said the only thing that, like, he struggled to understand, why doesn't she want to hold the baby.
She was too tired to hold
He's
the baby.
No, she was depressed. She resented the
Okay.
child. She was going through that. It's like she personally, her personal experience was that it was after she got from the hospital, after there was no help anymore, because she's back in my country. After all of that, went through and they got home, that's when it hit her. And that's when this resentment happened. She said that she remembers the first night when they were at home, and the child obviously needs to be fed every 3 hours, when they're
Mhm.
little like that, and
Yeah.
started crying at night. And she felt like her body just froze. It's like she got some type of a shiver. She didn't feel like that cry started annoying her. She didn't feel that maternity instinct of, I need to grab the child out of the crib and feed the child. So she continued sleeping, but more of a not, like when this crying got intensive, she said that she felt like anger, like, why are you crying? Leave me alone. I need to sleep. So then her partner woke up, and fortunately enough, they had like extra formula there. That he didn't understand. He said, okay, maybe she's tired and stuff. Obviously, raised his voice on her. Like, why are you being lazy? We wanted the child. You need to take care. Like, all of that's a little bit out of sleep, because he was also woken up, and then frustration that, oh my God, you are a mother. You need to take care of the child. You understand? And then the frustration of not understanding what is going on. So he was also, frustrated because of it. Anyway, at the end, she said that he made a bottle for a child, the first one. Then the second one, he was basically waking her, shouting, like, you need to do it. And then when the morning came, she said she was all lost. Like, you see the child there sleeping, she didn't feel the connection. And when she told the partner, like, I don't feel like this child is mine. I don't want to take care of the child, honestly. Like, can we just give a child for adoption? Can you look up for it? Like, that's not for me. I'm not happy. I want to sleep. I'm tired. I don't feel well. The child is annoying me. Um, that's when he called his mother,
Okay.
And the mother basically from the phone kind of yeah, this kind of a way, yeah, but sweetheart, it's normal, these are hormones, you just need to wake up, you need to try, you need to do it. And you see this misunderstanding, the
Mm,
constant generalizing. If I did it, you can do it. Yeah, but you don't know what she's going through. You can't give advice. And it was she suffered for about a month or so with constantly being forced, like even her own mother coming there and basically being there then 24/7, having somebody in the house and just giving the baby anytime, to her to feed. And she said, I lost milk because of that. I didn't feel anything. So yeah, it was a struggle. But more, she said, when she sat down one evening with her partner and she was like, listen, don't be angry at me. It's not that I mean, I just don't know what is going on with me. I can't explain. I don't feel the connection to the child. You can't force me. That he was basically getting more and more upset to the point that he actually told her, listen, I'm going to pack and leave. I can't deal. I mean, where is the woman that I, got with? Where is the woman, the bubbly woman? Like he was constantly reminding her of who she was prior to depression. And that's when she said that because she kept it from friends and kept it from other people from, outside world. Um, she opened up to a friend and they told her, listen, this is something called postpartum depression. You really need to see a doctor. And she said that the rest is the history. That within weeks she started creating the bond then with the child. She was taught many things, and it was getting better. And today, I don't know, the child is, I think, 15, and
awesome.
striving, and everything is okay. But because of that experience, she didn't want to have children anymore.
That's true. For
Yeah.
that is true for a lot of people that have just one child.
Yes.
I've heard stories over and over again of that nature. But this story is interesting in the sense that it is quite unfortunate that the partner was not able to see things through her lens because I was saying the other day, although why we laughed at it and everything, if one is drowning, it is not the right time to start telling the person, but you know that you can't swim. Why did you get into the swimming pool? Although
Hmm.
you said that if you are happy the person, you still be reminding him though. It's not it's not the right time. Like the
Yeah.
partners telling her, we wanted this baby, you are a woman, you are this and that. That's not the right time. This person is going through
Exactly.
a lot. She's not even ready for a conversation like that. Somebody that has gone to the extent of even thinking giving out her own child, you should have known the state of mind of that person as at
Hmm.
that particular time.
Yeah.
And these issues get worse with those that are in the diaspora. Because in this example that you gave, Tiasha, at least she was able to call her mom. He was able
Hmm.
to call his mom. At least they had their
Hmm.
in-laws coming around to be able to help. In most
Hmm.
cases, for some of us that are in the diaspora, we don't have these opportunities to,
Hmm.
in a moment, call someone to come and be of assistance to us. So I have
Yeah.
seen cases here in Italy, even in my place of work and everything, whereby the arrival of a child oftentimes put a lot of strain, mental strain, in the relationship between the couples. And
Hmm.
oftentimes they end up separating, which
Hmm.
is something that they never wanted before. So the earlier we understand as humans that there is a way to approach things, even in the heat of a moment or that moment, how to do it, the approach matters a lot. And with this, I will just give an example just to buttress my explanation of this, like my boss gave me some time ago. Of course, you are expected to always be truthful.
Hmm.
You are not even being asked to sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat the being truthful whatsoever. That is not even what people are asking. But there is a way to do it.
Hmm.
Make it comfortable in your conversation to point out the truth to people that it will be comfortable for them to accept, agree,
Yep.
not even to accept it, to receive the message without them
Exactly.
thinking that you are being obnoxious, you are attacking them for no reason whatsoever. This is very, very important. You
Hmm.
know, I am one of the school of thought, fortunately, that look, if you can be able to manage to get along with people in your place of work, people that you share nothing intimate or whatsoever. It's not like if I want to live the rest of my life with you, with the people that you work with whatsoever. If you can be able to get along, for goodness sake, why don't we put that same effort at least to the person that is dearest to us, to the person that we are sharing this responsibility of being parents together with? This is my dream. This is what I would have expected. But unfortunately, this is not what goes around in the world. And I hate to see a lot of relationship breaking up simply for things that, in my opinion, amount to simply being selfish. Because if you
Yeah.
ask me, that motherfucker of a partner was being selfish as at that particular time without being
Hmm.
able to put himself in the other person's shoes. And
Yeah.
these two happen today in families. We are just talking of even the newborn babies period of this particular matter.
Hmm.
It goes beyond that. There are some of us husbands at home that do not do chores.
Hmm.
We don't even make our bed.
Hmm.
This is okay. But Tiasha, imagine you and I both go to work. We came back. The the person A of the couple cook, did everything. I think it is fair that the person B, after the dinner or whatsoever, should endeavor at least do the dishes,
Amen.
because we both go out to work, the other person.
Hmm.
But mind you, I'm not saying this because I'm perfect. I don't want anybody to go and take what I'm saying to another. I am not by any means perfect at all. We are here having a conversation, and we should be able to get to a middle ground on this. I am learning every day. I am a work in progress. So I am saying exactly what I practice in my life, because we have an agreement this year that don't take advice from anybody that is not doing that thing in their whole life.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I genuinely believe that it is at least okay that the person B that did not fully do the cooking whatsoever can at least assist, do the dishes, and even assist in bathing the children if there is the need to do so. It is very, very important. These are the little things that we do that help us to foster and solidify our relationship as a couple. But
Hmm.
mind you, I have also heard of stories by women, or said by women, that when their significant other, in this case, May, or the person that they are dealing with, happens to be doing these domestic things, they no longer see them as that they are alpha male. I don't. They no longer, they lose interest in them. So the new word, they no longer vibe with the person. So the vibe is gone and every other thing. So Tiasha, as a woman, or in your experience, do you hold that to be true? Do you begin to lose interest or respect for someone because he assists with domestic work?
God, no. 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 I'm the one who complains that more needs to be done from my partner's side. Simple as
Okay.
that. I would never. I mean, for me, it's like, I think that when it comes to these things, that the most common arguments, then when it comes to relationship, I'm gonna like say the way it is. I know,
Mhm.
I'm married over a decade. After children, of course, like you said, many things have changed. Like my priorities are children. Don't get me wrong. My husband is still my husband. He was the first
Absolutely.
one. Fine, you know. But they need me. You're an adult. You can wipe your own ass. You can make yourself a meal or like at least serve it to your plate if that's, you can bathe yourself. You can drive yourself to job. You can do all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you are like sick with a fever or whatever, I mean, god damn it, if I can stand up from the bed, you can also. But
Yes.
mind you, when you are sick, for example, you're gonna lay in bed. If I'm sick, I'm not laying in bed as a mother. There is no opportunity to just lay in bed. You have children to attend. There is difference. Like I am one of those who obviously, even if you spoke to my husband, for example, he would most probably say that I can be very, very, very bitchy at times because of this. Because I am the one, and this is also where some partners say that, oh, my woman is always nagging. My woman, and I always say to my husband, if you think that I'm always nagging, and you think that I'm nagging about the same thing, that means that you haven't changed something.
Mm.
So look within yourself because something needs to trigger that. And I think, like, um, in general, when there is a load on person, especially, we mothers, we are not just mothers. We are talking about motherhood, but mothers, we have so many roles. And apart from those roles that we are also an individual human being. Apart from being like, there is another personality after that mother aspect. We are wives or partners, right? We are also housewives when it comes to domestic work and like chores and whatever. This is also us. Then we are social beings with everything that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are also in a work labor. Come on. And I'm not saying fathers, yeah, you are just fathers, and that I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that a lot of times men, even my husband, right, take certain things for granted because I'm a woman. They know, for example, the washing machine is gonna be on when needed, and the clothes are gonna be folded, ironed, dried, whatever. I don't iron though. This is one thing I'm not gonna do. I told him, you want to wear shirts, you're gonna do them yourself. I'm sorry. I'm not adding another load on me. You know what I mean? I'm not. Um, there are meals to be prepared. For example, I don't know. What if a child has an allergy on something and the other one doesn't have an allergy? Just speaking in parables. If I don't know, or one likes this type of potato and the other one likes this type of potato, and at the same time, husbanding on a special diet, or you, or whoever. Man, a husband, if you tell him he's gonna cook, I don't know, he's gonna prepare jollof rice. Okay. He's not gonna think that, I don't know, another child, for example, I don't know, maybe doesn't like chicken breast or doesn't like chicken leg that you cooked with it. Or one child doesn't like certain spices that you put in. You as a man, you are not gonna think about that. You're gonna cook. I cooked.
Which is true.
These are the things that yeah, this is what I'm speaking about. There is like, I don't know, for example, a common argument in our house is white clothes. White clothes is like, I can change, I don't know, I can, I'm a magician. How are the white clothes after a certain time getting gray? This is not as white. I don't know. Throw it in a bin. I don't care. You have so many shirts. You don't like the color. What do you want me to do? Na me put the water for washing machine. Na me put them for there. No. You understand? I don't do
Yeah.
it. It's not me who connected the water. If the water is, I don't know, this and that and contains this and that, what do you expect the washing machine to do? And there are white stuff. I don't know. You want to have a print? I can't put it in a bleach. The print is gonna be gone. There are simple things like that. Oh, you and I'm like, I often say, you listen. It's either you're gonna start washing your white things, you're gonna stop buying the white things, or I'm telling you now, I'm gonna start throwing things away. You wear them, we throw, you buy a new one. You wear them, we throw, you buy a new one. Because I'm not dealing with that. And it's just
Yeah.
like, you see, it's a mental load. And sometimes when you think about it, what is it? Why would you complain? He wants white clothes, make it white. Yeah. But apart from white this, black this, this is, I don't know, you're drying the clothes, you know how it is. It gets, I don't know, the color fades away, whatever.
Hmm.
What should I do, man? What should I do?
That's true.
Today, it doesn't matter whether you bought jeans at G Star or Primark, for example, whatever shops you understand you want to throw out there, they're gonna fade. So when it comes to that, now we women need to think, okay, black clothes, white clothes, mixed clothes, whatever, how to wash them, when to wash them, how are they gonna dry? We analyze everything while we are stirring the sauce or whatever we are cooking, and with the other hand at the same time, uh, patting the child because he just hit the head. You understand? While the third child there is crying because, I don't know, the tablet fell down or something. You understand? It's so many
Yeah.
things. So yeah, it throws you out then. Of course it does. Then it's simple things. So men need to do their part. Yeah. And or simply understand that if I say one of a sudden, I have enough, I'm fed up, everybody can fuck off in this house, then leave me alone for 5 minutes. Don't start if you are screaming again. No, leave me alone. Understand me. I'll come back refreshed. I'll do it because I know I have to do it and I want to do it because
Yeah.
it's in our nature. But sometimes it gets too much, you understand? And I feel like because there is no understanding and there is no support like that, then mothers are just like, if you are bad one day, imagine then the second day and the third day. If you don't have a support, or if you don't recharge yourself, if you don't refill yourself with some positivity, something, you're gonna go downfall and then you are where you are. It's either you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna have acute stress, severe anxiety, something is gonna happen because we are not robots. And I think that many men take us as robots, just take it
And
for
that's
granted.
and that's not fair.
No,
And
it's
that's not
not,
fair.
but
And that's not fair. Uh, is there anything? What are we gonna do about this thing? Because the story is the same everywhere.
no, you
I
see,
hear.
this is the thing, because I don't want to come this as a like complain, and all of that. It's just an awareness that like you are going through the same shit. You alone said, I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress. You understand? You probably also sometimes come home and the wife is stressed. She also works. She also
Of
has an
course.
important office job. You understand? She comes stressed from that. You have a child at home. Anything can happen. You understand? You might not
Hmm.
understand why she raised the voice because last week she was all sweet and cuddly and everything. Why did she lose it? It's normal, but it's on the partner then, whether you come stressed and you lose it and she understands you. But it's just that in this situation right now we're talking about mothers and we are putting them a little bit in front, because I oftentimes think that women are just recognized as hysterical human beings and overreacting in everything because of our emotions. So oftentimes when we really need it, then we are not understood we're just taken as like a little bit cuckoo, like this woman is really losing her plot. And
Yeah,
this is the
Tiasha,
sad
at
part about
times,
it.
Tiasha, at times it feels that way from a man's perspective, or at least I'm speaking for me.
Hmm.
There are
Yeah.
some things we can. Why do I have to do this thing right now? I've heard you.
Hmm.
We agree. You ask me to do it, yes, I'll do it.
Hmm.
But I hate when you want me to do it in your own terms, in your own time and everything. Jesus Christ. It could be very annoying.
Yeah, but see, I tell my husband, for example, when this happens, I tell him, listen, I would, if possible, right now send you to my head, because
Okay.
if you don't do this now, my whole plan, my whole analyzation, whatever I did in my brain is collapsing. And I know that
Well,
it's very hard to understand. And like, for example, hey, can you take the bin down, please? Yeah, I will.
good. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, the bin bag is there. It's smelling, it's stinking. Can you please take it? I don't know, the kids are going around. You understand? I don't want that in a house. Yeah, yeah, I will. And then, for example, sits on a couch and he's on the phone. If at that moment I would bite heads off. Why? You can be on the phone, whatever is on the phone is gonna wait. This bag, for example, stinks at the moment. And yes, we women, we are like that. And sometimes I feel like if we ask something, you guys also take it as a demand. And because of your ego,
At
you're also
times,
like, I told you
no,
I'm gonna
let's
do
be
it, but I'm not
honest.
gonna do it.
Let's be honest, Tasha. At times it is purely
Yeah.
demand.
I mean, come on, like if I ask you, like if I cook lunch, I did the dishes, I took care of the kids, I did the laundry, I folded the clothes, I put them back, I selected everything. And if I ask you to just take that bin out, the only chore in a day that you actually can have at that point, and you're gonna tell me that is a demand, like I tell, listen, are you my roommate or you are my partner?
No, at times, Tasha, the problem is that I don't know why.
It's
Maybe
the way we say it, right?
it's yeah, apart from the way. Okay, at least that's the general way we can be able to accept it. Look, because you just said, are you my partner or are you my roommate? In men's head,
Hmm.
the question is, are you my mother or why? I'm not a child. I just told you that I will do it.
Yes,
I'll do it.
exactly. But teenagers also say, I'll do it. You guys,
Okay.
I say to my husband sometimes, you don't want me
Mhm.
to mother you, stop acting like a child. It's very simple. But at the same time, you need that mothering role because you need that. You just need, it's your nature. You don't want your wife to be your mother because that title icks you, of course, but you need that mothering role for the rest of your life because that's how you guys are. That's why you have a woman who then takes a role of a mother as a, with a new title of a wife and takes care of you. Your mother has been doing laundry, she was cooking for you, making your bed, doing everything. Did we lose you?
Oh my God. My browser. What happened?
Well, we can see.
Jeez.
Oh, it's your old. The picture is now your old discussion that you had,
Yeah.
uh, single mothers, which is also
City
very
of single.
appropriate, by the way.
But can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we cannot see you.
See what happened?
Well,
Oh my God.
welcome back. You're
Oh, God
back.
damn it. God damn it. Oh,
Um,
it's
it's
unbelievable.
just, I think that you guys also need to change that a little bit.
Mm.
Just because at the same time you want to be that, man and all of that. Yeah, be a man now. I asked you to take the bin down, feel useful. Oh, I've done something for my wife. If you want to take it like that, although I always say you haven't done it for me. Because you guys often say, "Oh, I wash the dishes for you." For me,
For
for
us.
me,
For
for
us.
me. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Here is your reward. It's just yeah. So e- sometimes I'm just
Mhm.
wanna add this in. When you
Okay.
have a partners that put certain load on you or don't understand, or maybe like it can be just on daily basis every now and again, and
Mm,
put that extra load on you, it does feel like you have, rather than a help, an extra child on your shoulders. And
that's true.
this is where it also, then sometimes they say, well, I'm rather than single because I at least know that I don't have another load on my shoulders. So it's also ignited by that, right? It's just it's a normal response, I think, to all of that, though.
Okay. Quick
Um,
one. Quick one. For
yes.
the fact that you said that women need women to mother us all our lives because that is in our nature and everything. Then my
Hmm.
question, therefore, why do you guys complain then? Why do you complain? Because there is a saying, what is understood doesn't need to be explained. If this is the case, why do you end up complaining
Your mother never complained.
a lot?
Hmm.
And that's what we don't want. And
Oh
now
yeah,
you
you
are
don't
going
want.
there
We
again.
also don't. You know, but you also don't. I mean, I
And now you
no.
are
It
going
goes
there
back to that.
again.
You don't want us to nag. You don't want us
Yes,
to do that. I always say there is something called a common sense.
yes.
A simple
It's true
example
for
is gonna
everyone.
be, if you have, I don't know, a house, and you have, when you have an entrance, and there
Hmm.
maybe you have like a shoe rack or whatever. A common sense is to take the shoes off there and put it
Yeah,
there, right? That's a common
true.
sense. So why do you walk, for example? That's just an example that came out of my head now. Um,
Hmm.
why do you then walk in a house? Don't take shoes off. You walk, let's say, I don't know how the goes. Let's say to the living room, and then to the dining room and the kitchen in the shoes, and then you go back, and you sit at, let's say, dining table, and you take shoes off and you put them under the dining table, and then you stand up and you
It makes no
walk,
sense.
and you pass the hole, and you go to the toilet. You just pass the hole. Why didn't you take those shoes you just left under the table and put them in a common sense place? So yeah, I will come at you and I will be like, why did you leave shoes here? Oh man, you are complaining again. Why? I'm gonna take them. Yeah, but you just walked past. Why didn't you do it before? Why do I need to tell you to do it? Because if I know for million percent, I'm sure now. If I don't tell you, you will not do it, but you tell me that I'm nagging. I'll do it. It's just, and when it comes to mothers, if you don't have children, there are certain things that you still find cute. Like, I know if I go back, for example, until I had kids and like a load of all the things on my shoulders,
Yes,
stuff like that didn't bother me. I picked the shoe, I put it back. And I could do that, for example, whole day, every day. It wouldn't bother me that much. But when you are overstimulated, this is what we are talking about today. When you
yes.
have a load of information and all the shit carrying, even where your husband's keys are, is because he's, I don't know, gonna come home in 2 hours and he's gonna be asking about that key. So you need to remember where that key is when you pass by it for the third time. Okay, I need to remember it's there. You understand? It is
That's
just,
true.
it's so many things, and it's too much. Then a simple, I don't know, shoe under the table is gonna throw me off the rail. It will. I'm sorry, because you are a next adult in a house. So why do I need to take an extra load instead of you to divide my load? So that's when we react. Yeah. And that's when nagging and complaining and probably raising voice and all the arguments are coming. And yes, you know how many times now I have three kids. Let's say in 3 years now, because 3 years now I have three kids.
Yeah.
You know how many times in 3 years I just shouted, I can't do this anymore. I can't fucking do it anymore. Uncountable times. And I, I'm going to repeat that for everyone. I am a very strong, characterized woman. I'm very strong. I am very, very strong. I know that for a fact. I will go through shit and I will still stand. I went through shit and I'm still standing. But there are certain moments in, I don't know, in a day or in a week or in a month where I lose it. I completely lose it because it's like I'm on a repeat, day in, day out,
Mm.
day in, day out. And you
Yeah.
can't do it. Like you're spinning in a circle and you're just getting more and more shit on your shoulders. And yes, I'm sorry, my kids are not gonna get, I don't know, fuck off from me. You will. And it's not, sometimes you are not even as a partner, you are not even guilty of it. I get that, but you're the only one there that can help that at that moment. You remember sorry, last week when I said when you see your woman to be so frustrated and losing it, just go there, hug her. Honestly, this is what I actually meant by it.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know how many things you're gonna sort in her head. It's like all the information she's carrying just with that one hug, or feeling appreciated, or feeling heard, or feeling noted, or feeling understood, or just feeling like she's not alone. Is gonna sort all the information in each, is like we have imagine our head being full of drawers, and there is a lot of information flying around in between those drawers, and it's like with that hug, with that appreciation moment there, you're just gonna put, I don't know, like imagine kids part goes in this drawer, is like everything goes, like somebody would put the magic wand there, and it's just gonna go in a place and you're gonna feel relaxed.
Mm. This is interesting. I think this is very eye-opening, and I hope that every man out there, everyone takes that into consideration because it simply means that we need to show more attention, more consideration, appreciation, and a little
Yeah.
bit, should I say, touching. And I don't want them to misunderstand what I meant. But
I
how?
mean, you can say
Yeah.
touchy and they can misunderstood. Take your wife to bed or whatever and make a crazy love with her. That's also an option. So
Yes,
whatever you want to take out of that, it's an option.
it's an
We
option.
are, of course, just
Be
be
at
there for
ease.
her. That's yes,
That's all they need. Tiasha, we have to
yeah,
call it. We have to call the show a day as soon as possible because I don't know what my computer is telling me concerning my camera again. Then,
you see.
yeah,
Guys, this is a sign, and it's happening
yeah.
on a man's side. He just doesn't want to listen to it anymore.
I know. I know. Unfortunately, it kind of turned me off in the first place. So it's writing again. Whatever the case is, I believe we can still do some few minutes, then we go. This is the problem of doing live. If it was a registered this thing, you can do anything, then edit and everything. But in life, you see things that you should have been seeing at the back, seeing all of them live and direct. So it is
I mean, we are
understandable.
talking about reality on this show anyway,
Mhm.
so this is part of reality, and there we go,
Reality,
right?
perfect.
Yeah.
So Tiasha, you
It's
said you have
guys,
you
you
had a
know what is
question
the
for me
reality in
today.
this?
Mhm.
No, wait. Guys, do you know what the reality in this is? This is like a typical man running away from the issue.
Yes, I'm bailing off. I'm bailing off.
Hey, actually, you kind of confirmed already. My main question for you today was, you as a man, do you see a change in your wife since she became a mother?
A lot.
And what has changed? Like, can you give me an example, like in your eyes, as a man who was a man, a partner before only, to now being a co-parenting with her and all of that? What has changed?
Change. I am not the number two, so I'm not the number one.
Pay for
Not,
it.
I'm not ahead. I'm not ahead at all. So she tell me not even mind seeing her waist. I'll do everything for my son, but you, who knows? So, but everything in the book said that is not the case is supposed to be. That is not how the case is supposed to be. So I don't know other people reality out there, but this is the her first love or her love and everything is her son. So that is how it is. The change is there. Yeah, the change. It brings an enormous amount of responsibility out of you.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I see the excuse me, I see the responsibility and everything and the amount of attention, the the idea to put other people first, which is our son above everything else and everything, is interesting to see
even
because
herself.
yes, because you see
Hmm.
people only speak or people know how to talk a lot, but without seeing the action, it becomes nothing. But I have been able to experience the action, not only the speaking, the talking, I've seen the work as well. So it is
Hmm.
quite interesting. That's a huge change. And I
I have a
think
sub
it I
question
think
now
I
because you
think I
said
think
that.
it I think it just to conclude, I think it boils down her Z to take further her professionality and everything because it kind of the child kind of presents a sort of responsibility not only
Hmm.
personally but as well to care for. So
Hmm.
that's a huge change. She has always been hardworking and everything, but she wants to do more because I have a child and all those stuff, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Of course, you start prioritizing different things. Even sometimes, like the things that you never thought they're gonna be your priority, one of a sudden
Hmm.
become the priority, or like the way you were thinking before, you are not thinking like this again. A lot of
Not
things has
at
changed.
all.
But with this change, how did it affect you?
Personally, like I said, I'm the number two. So
No, but I
I, I
understand that, but there is
yes,
an
yes, yes.
effect. Like, what does that? Yeah, go on.
I think I will say I have to. It was not easy to accept the reality. I have to accept the reality. What I'm
Do
trying to
you
say.
as a man?
Mhm.
Yeah, go on. No, finish what you're
No,
trying
no,
to
no.
say.
I was just trying to say that. Look, I had to look at the fact. I have to see the way things are. Then I, for one, I came to the realization most times in life it is actually better to take things for what they are instead of wanting things to be the way they are supposed to be. So it's a bitter reality that I have to accept. And will things change in the future? Maybe yes, maybe no. But we are being honest here because you asked me a question that I have no choice but to explain to you exactly how it is. So,
Hmm. Um, with what you said now, from a
mm,
man's perspective, you feeling like a number two and all of that, and with all you know that you are doing or you are not doing, because you still said you are a work in progress.
of course,
Do you think that there is something that you could change and make this then like a book is writing about?
I don't know honestly if there is anything I could have changed or that I could change, but for the sake of being fair, generally in life, yes, one thing or the other is always expected. I think One thing I could change really, just looking back, even in the last few days and everything, and like I think this is it's too general for almost every woman too. I She wish I could do more than I'm already doing.
Mhm. And you, as a man, I mean,
In terms of
obviously, we are talking in general.
things
Do
at
you?
home, I'm talking about.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, with what we discussed, and we discussed last week,
Hmm.
and now all of what the situation from a man's perspective, what you have going on at home. Do you believe that you are not doing enough, or you think that in your eyes you are doing enough?
I'm doing enough. I'm doing the most. I'm doing the best. I'm at the peak. But for her, it's not enough. We have different perspective. Everything we discuss about tonight, I am guilty of. Can you please take this thing downstairs? Yes, but I'll do it at my own time. But oftentimes it's not like that. Those we end up talking. Please hold. I said the other time, if with the things women worried about, it still baffles me how come they live longer than us. I don't give a shit about these things, to be very honest. Can we please let it go? Let's hold on. We can do this tomorrow.
But
But
you
just to
know
give you
what
an
the funny
example
part is?
how
This
discussions
sentence,
go.
yeah,
Hmm.
but this sentence you just made now,
Hmm.
do you know that it's important to her? Because
Of course.
if we go back, if we are going into hunter and prey type of a stage of the
Hmm.
relationship, which is the beginning,
Yes.
men tend to care. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What would you do? What's this? What's that? You care. You want to take care of her. But in this situation now, when you live for so many years together, and you have a child, and you know she's fucking fed up, you know it comes to a point in her day that she's fucking fed up. And that fucking bin bag means the world to her in that moment. So why don't you care then? Why don't you see it from that perspective?
That that is
I
the
know
that
it
is
doesn't mean shit to me,
Yeah.
but it means to her. And if I'm gonna make her smile, although it's under her condition, because the date night you planned was under her condition, what she wants to eat or where she wants to dance or whatever you guys did, or which movie she wants to watch. It was all about her. So right now, why is it not all about her anymore?
Yeah, but
Because we
you
also feel the difference in you guys. You also need to understand that you also change. Because once you get that woman, and especially once she becomes a mother, when you have that fucking stamp, you understand, it's official. We are forever connected. It seems like you also ease down a little bit when it comes to certain things, and you start taking certain things for granted. And we do see it like that. I ask him, like, sometimes ask him, can you take that bag down? Is just to see how much of attention you are actually giving us as well. Trust me, you taking that
fuck
bag
that
down, making that woman
fuck that,
smile,
Yasha.
making.
That shit testing,
No,
you are
it's
bullshit.
true.
You
It's
are
how
shit
it works.
testing me. Come on, man. You are
No,
shit
it
testing
is. It
me.
is like
You see
that.
the reason why
It,
men often things and like, I'm not your
no,
child. Fuck that shit. You are
because
shit
no,
testing me.
it's not about being a child. No, no, no. It's from that affectionate side, affirmation. This is giving us some type of affirmation. He does
Yeah,
care.
but Tasha,
Like, for
as a
example,
man, if I don't
yeah, go on, go on. I'll give my
if I
example
don't
later.
vibe if I don't vibe with the person, if I don't love the person, if I don't have the person in high regard and everything, fuck am I doing with the person?
It doesn't matter. It
But you
doesn't
still have to
matter.
You still have to shit test me.
Yeah, but it's not about you. You guys also test us sometimes, just in a different way, and you might not call it a test. I just say it point blank. Frankly, that's how we see it.
Yeah, this is good
But
to
you do the
know.
same thing with us. You do test us. You do it. You just might call it something else in your men's vocabulary or whatever you call it. You do it. Huh? I made him think
Eh,
now. Maybe you
No,
have
no,
to sleep
because
on it. It's the fact.
no,
You guys, sorry.
I'm thinking as a man, we appreciate respect, but oftentimes you hear women say they have to earn the respect. That's like me saying you have to earn my love. I don't think it's a formula that works, but it's something that we both throw around each other and everything. But if you really ask me, and I think, yeah, you don't have to respect me in my present, even in my back. I will appreciate that. But at times, shit could get as it is at like
I
majority of
personally
women
think
who
that
things
you
are not.
men,
Mhm.
look, I'm gonna bring. I don't know if she's there. You can see maybe our Chichi Igwe. She said it many times when she was on the show. She said
Yeah,
respect is earned. She's in a
yes,
relationship. She's a relationship coach as well. And I think
of
that
course.
you guys naturally think because of, this, the role that you are playing, uh, you know, patriarchy and all of that, you think that I'm there, I'm a man of the house, I need to be respected. But you also forget about the fact that respect, yeah, I respect you as a man of the house if you act as a man of the house. Now, if I take relationship or partnership again, and I transform it now into the company, you as a leader of a company, you also need to take care of your workers. Because if you're gonna be shitty to them, you're still gonna be a leader. Yeah, you're still gonna have that position, but you're not gonna have respect.
Yeah, that is true. But you don't respect. You don't ask a leader to earn your respect. You respect the office of that particular leader and everything. If a man, if for instance, based on your analogy, if a man has a role that he has to play in his family that demand respect and everything, just as you are asking us men to be able to show that concern and everything for you, we'll do that. But I can tell you, we men, research, history, time, and everything has shown over and over again. We are only able to make sacrifice for those that have proven to show respect and are under our leadership. If it's on the contrary, it doesn't work. That's the reason why, on average, a lot of women, quote and unquote, that call themselves high profile, high earning, and everything, they hardly find men that dance to their tune because it's not in our nature. I will die for who is under my leadership. But if the person is not under my leadership, fuck am I doing those things for? I can't do that.
Yes, you
Yeah,
you are taking it
just
like that.
based on the analogy, I'm not
Yeah, and
in
I'm
a
gonna
family
stick to
cycle
it,
is
and
different. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it a little bit different. It's gonna be kind of the same. But if we keep that analogy and we
Hmm.
imagine the partnership, the unity of a company,
Yeah.
you said you as a leader, listen, it goes like that. You are a leader, you have that respect as a leader. No matter what happens, we kind of all look up there,
Perfect. But
right?
some people are not
Okay.
able to do that.
But right, but
Of course, we're speaking
you
in general, but some
being
people are not able to do that.
respected as a person, as an individual, you need to earn that based on how you are treating the people under you.
Absolutely.
Now people under you might not demand respect basically like directly. Fine. But If you do not respect them being under you for you to be where you are, because without them down there, you cannot be who you are up there. And if
That's
you
true.
don't give that respect back for them, they'll leave.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Same,
That's
same,
true.
same is in a partnership. You understand? It's not directly like I will not ask my partner, my husband, listen, you gotta have respect for me. Although I do say that sometimes, but it's not, in another way. I'm not gonna be necessarily, put in that like egoistic type of a way, like, I'm your wife, I'm a mother of your children, you have to respect. It's not about that. Nobody
I
is
think.
asking you to do that. I think that with what we do, we should
Mhm.
earn it already for you to have that respect that even if I have a meltdown, even if it comes to misunderstanding, this is what I'm saying,
Yeah,
even when
but
when the shit goes down, it comes in symphony
that
then.
that is the issue in most dynamics of couples, in most relationship, because of familiarity, because we've been together for a very long time, because we are married now and everything. Just like you said earlier on, the woman continue to shit test the man just to see how the man will behave and everything,
Now
and
you see, he took it, he took
forgetting
it
that
now like we are doing it
once.
on daily basis.
No,
Man.
no, no. I'm just saying, forgetting that once a soldier is forever a soldier. A lion is a lion. A lion is not it's not herbivorous. It's eat what he eat. I'm just saying this for sake of explanation. But the fact remains that, like I keep telling everybody, whether my situation or your situation, what I think is the best thing to do in a relationship is to find a formula that works for that two individual. Honestly, I believe after all said and done, therapy or no therapy, believe me, believe it or not, is finding a formula that works for both parties. Because I have seen people, in my opinion, they are not fit for each other at all, but their relationship is working out perfectly. Jesus Christ, Yasha, I have seen couple where it became obvious to the general world and everything that this woman is cheating on this man and everything. But the guy is dying in love, protect his wife and everything, give a middle finger to the world and everything, which is a beautiful thing. But why am I saying this? No, I'm not saying it's a beautiful thing because they both cheat on each other. No, I'm saying that as two individuals, if you have that formula that works for you, do you for goodness sake. Believe it. Just go ahead and live. All these rules and regulation and everything, they are just two things that are basic for relationship. And I believe it's the perfect answer to the question that you asked me earlier on. If we do test, instead of testing, I think what I believe that most men do is observing, which relate to that, does she respect me or does she respect me? Because like we know, again, speaking generally, most men, in even in marriage, they can tend to lock up even for years when they see sense an act of disrespect from their partner and everything. This is very common. Ask 100 men, I can guarantee you that 18% of them will tell you the same thing. Just like the same thing for women too. Again, speaking generally, women value being loved. Women want to know if this man is still there, will still go over the mountains and hills for her and everything. And that's the reason why I was saying earlier on, show a man respect, it will bring down the mountains and everything for that particular woman. Although generally, but when it comes to marriage again and everything, and doing this chores, every day to day life together as couple, talking about women today and the battles that they face, it is paramount and important on our part as men to show consideration, which is very, very important. But calling it consideration now, some people will even take offense with that, but that is the right word for it. We can't both do the same thing, even
which
in
is which is
marriage.
completely fair.
Good.
But then when we are saying we can't do, same things, it's also like we can't think the same way, We can't see things the same way. And with that being said, like, if we stick to the bin bag now, it it's kind of interconnected now because, you know, um, it's not the same for us, which means that at that moment it might mean a lot for a woman, although
A
it might
lot.
not mean for, yeah. But there are certain things like, I don't know. I understand that sometimes you see it as a demand, but I also say for the sake, like, you want for the sake of the respect and everything. Oftentimes you expect a woman to really, apart from everything that she's dealing with, and she's an emotional wreck, because we all know that how we women are, and we need to
You really,
point that out again.
Tasha, you really want to know what most men expect from a woman?
What? Yeah, and legs apart, closed mouth and legs apart. Yeah, I know that. I mean,
Hon-
I was maybe expecting you to say something else, but all right.
honestly, if we really want to go there, ring a bell, call an assembly at the United Nations, let all the men you
I
want come.
understand, but you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get a shut mouth only when you're gonna do what is expected from you to do.
Why why the
Simple as
fuck
that.
are we why the fuck are women stubborn?
It's not about being stubborn. Okay, can I give you an example?
Give me the
A very
example.
okay. Let me. So my husband is
Mm,
for some time now doing like donations, like collecting for donations and sending it to Africa. He had like one village dress now with clothes and all of that. And I
yeah,
fully support that. Like, I'm all for it. Like, his family is helping him back in Ghana. Now
perfect.
we live in an apartment. We don't have a house as of yet. And imagine when these donations, or he goes, like, and maybe charity shops, or any, like, he finds something cheap, blah blah blah, he brings it home. So now I have loads of bags and boxes in my house. And he chose to do that in a kitchen area where we have like a spare corner there. And it's absolutely pissing me off. Like, I like doing, and I support him with what he's doing, but those boxes and loads of bags and clothes and shoes and everything he gets is honestly really, really pissing me off. I can clean the kitchen, I can do everything. Like today, for example, I wiped everything. I took, really took my time. But when I see that fucking corner, I want to jump out of the window. And I complained about that. I said, listen, you want to do that? Can you please get a storage? Please, it's gonna be easier for both of us. I'm gonna stop nagging, and you're gonna have a place to remove all of these things, to have a
Yeah.
little bit more space to, it's a win win situation. His reaction back was, you act like this is only your house. It needs to be the way you say it. So then,
My
right?
my brother.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. So then I go in my mode, like, but that's exactly my point. You're also not the only one who lives here. I don't like it. It's not just, a hazard for the kids, it's also very eyesore. I can't fucking deal with that anymore. I can't. Can you please do something about it? His response back was, I just told you, you're not the only one who lives in this house. Man, you know me, you know I'm fiery. So this for me, it's enough. You're gonna get it back. And I'm not a woman who is quiet. And I know my husband wants me to be quiet, but I told him, you want me to be quiet? Take these boxes out of here. You will not
Oh,
hear about this anymore. No, it is the fact. It is the fact. I tell you, years ago when you met me, you've done everything for me. My God, where is that sweet man who was sweeping the floor that I walked on? You did everything. You didn't care if I was nagging in the middle of a night when I wanted a glass of water and I didn't want to step out because I knew that he's sharing the house with
Because then
other
you were
people.
not nagging. Then you were not
And
nagging.
no, no, it's
Then
not
you were not
nagging.
nagging.
Yeah,
No.
you know what? You all can fuck off. You men are talking
then
about us. Nah,
then you were not nagging.
nah.
No.
And you
You
know
self
what?
no.
I need
But
your wife here
but
on a show
true
one day.
story. But true story though, of all the places in the house, is that the angle where he kept his bag and everything that
Yeah, because
closes
I don't have
to
place
there?
anywhere else. I don't have the way. Even like it could be in a living room because it's big, but I'm not gonna allow him because the kids spend there 24 days, basically,
Yes.
24 hours a day. And where else? Like, the rooms are just as big. You can't. Like, I don't have. If I had a storage room, that would be different. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, that's just an example of how we think and what we like. Because I always tell him when I clean the house, like when, for example, when those boxes go out, he alone is gonna say sometimes, "Oh boy, it's nice." So you understand? When I go into that my like cleaning spirit, and I'll spend like whole day cleaning and like mopping and putting everything in its place the way it needs to be, sorting the house back. You
Mm.
understand? He's also gonna have that pride of how the house looks.
Great.
So why then fucking soil it and put all the shit in? Why? You
That's a
just
great
destroyed
point.
whatever I work. Yeah, but this is how you men are. And instead of
Yeah.
taking those boxes away, you would tell me, I also live here. If you'll
We
also
are
live here,
we are
do the
guilty of it.
laundry. That dark furniture you wanted so bad has a lot of dust on it because I didn't do it yesterday. You can
Yes.
do that. Because you live here, there is white clothes to be washed. Because you live here, can you go scrub the toilet? Because you live here, can you go fold those clothes? Because you
My
live
wife
here, can yeah,
my
no,
wife has
doesn't
even
work with me.
accused me that I wanted the house that we are living today. So I wanted a house. So it's even my fault that we are living in
Hmm. Exactly. She's
this
right.
house.
Deal
So
with it.
you are
I
you
feel
want
like me and your wife would vibe to the extent that you or my husband wouldn't be able to take it.
Oh, now,
I
no,
feel
no, no,
her.
go do Joro, no, go do 419. Oh, no, very,
Wait,
very.
we're gonna meet soon.
All right, no problem, man. So
Anyway, we
the
we've done
the
it. We've done it a
yes,
justice. I think
yes,
we
of
spoke
course.
about the
It's
major
it's
issues.
interesting.
So
The the most important thing, I think, in conclusion, what I believe is very, very important for both of us is simply to apply an art of wisdom to grow up, like most women usually say. I think on this, I really agree.
I
We
didn't
we
know you're
have
gonna
to
end the show with a joke.
so we have to grow up. We have to apply some wisdom. We have to apply some wisdom. We have to apply some because at the end of the day, of all the things that you women complain on our part, that seems to be a battle, a never-ending battle to face in your motherhood, apart from the biological, genetical, whatsoever, after giving birth and everything, and the lack of
Yeah,
assistance or thereof from the government part. But as couples, what I genuinely believe that you guys are asking us is show a little bit of wisdom,
take the
which
bin
I'm not
out.
take the bean out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wisdom, because you use the word common sense. No, 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 don't go and be underrating my man like that. What is the meaning of common sense? Yeah. Okay, maybe we show a little bit of wisdom. Let us show a little bit of wisdom. Discipline. Discipline, I think, is what is lacking as well. Because when you said during our courtship, our early days before children and everything, the thing were different. The way approach and everything was different. I think when you say that we let go is an a, it's a way of you, in my opinion, alluding to the fact that we bring down our discipline state, doing what we are supposed to do it at the time we are supposed to do it and everything. So let us roll back this negligence and act discipline as men. We have to do that. We have to do that. Then
Hey,
above
I'm
all,
sorry, I'm laughing.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
but
No,
it
no.
just seems like the topic is like, how to be now fair to both genders in this case,
Yes,
and
absolutely,
conclude
absolutely.
it. I can see how you are struggling now, because if you go on one
Yeah,
side, you take men's side, right, and you're gonna be attacked.
yes.
If you go on the other side,
It's not going to
I
be
love
fair.
it.
Yeah, because
Thank God I'm not a host.
we had agreed already that we are not going to be pointing finger. So my admonition is for
Yeah.
everybody, all involved. I have even said in this show, I have asked in this show, why are women stubborn? You know, a lot of people will take that as an offense and everything. I understand because there is no how I'm going to say anything in my life without offending every people. Because even if I say Tiasha, good evening, some people are going to take offense for it. So
Yeah,
there is
because
no
it's a morning there.
so so trying to please everybody will be like Aristotle said, a man that is a friend to everybody is a friend to no one. So I don't want to live
Well,
in that teaching land.
the good thing is that, as far as I understood, this show has not been created to suit everyone. As a matter
Good.
of fact, it was made to piss some people off,
Yes.
so
Which
they
is the
can feel
reason why
whatever
we
they
are
want.
saying tonight, which is the reason why we're saying tonight, apply some discipline, show some discipline. Enough of
Yes.
this I don't care attitude and everything, because there is a reason why whoever we are built up with today, love, having family with and everything, there is a reason why we choose to stick together. Let us try to
Yep.
go back to that state, continue to revive our relationship, continue to increase communication that we lead us to a higher place in life. And it doesn't take so much. Like the example I gave earlier on, if one cooks, the other one should assist in doing the dishes. It's just an example. Maybe your dynamic at home is different from that. People put whatever. I'm just using that as an example. You know what you do at home. You do you, but make sure that there is peace and take away. Help us to let us help each other to alleviate or reduce this burnout that most mothers in the world feel genuinely, not only from the outside world, but at least those of us that are husbands, that are close to them.
Yeah.
I think it is our duty to be able to take away or reduce this burden so that they don't keep fighting this battle that they now today classify the state of motherhood to be a kind of battle or warfare. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that at
True.
all.
And a homework
And
for everyone.
mhm,
So this week, yeah, you guys are gonna try something new. And what you're gonna do is, before she asks you to take the bin down, you're gonna take the bin down.
yes, without even asking.
Nothing. You see that it's getting full. You know that in an hour or two she's gonna ask you tie that bag and take it down. Hey, you're
Okay.
gonna enjoy the night then. I'm telling you.
Where what I will also tell you is that, like you all know, men, my dear men, what I will tell you is what you already know. The thing is that whatever happened is your fault. If nothing happened, it's your fault. However, the thing is, remember and always
It's
remember
your
that
fault.
it is your own fault.
It is.
So don't take
It
it
is
the
your
wrong
fault.
way. Don't take it the wrong way because life
I
is
mean,
not
at the
fair.
end of the day, it's your fault that you chose us. So yeah, it's your fault.
So it's your
Everything is
fault.
your fault.
All right, guys. It was a great show tonight. I really appreciate your time and everything. Until next time, enjoy your evening and ciao from all of
Bye.
us. Ciao, ciao. Bene, bene.